So in project management, you have a waterfall like relationship, and the other type is the agile. You have the agile type of relationship where uh, one activity doesn't have to wait for another. The two or more activities can be carried out concurrently. For instance, from this number 10 that is following number. So this is number 10, and it is following activity number 7. I may decide that no, of course I can start excavating trench after site clearance without doing site organization or setting out. So I'm going to enter number 5 instead of number 7. So my number 10 is now following number 5, and in that case it will be going on concurrently with the predecessing activities. But as it is still the date has not changed because the task mode is on manual. So I'm going to put it in automatic task mode. Click and they come up here. We have manual scheduling and automatic scheduling. I'll put it on automatic, and therefore it has taken it to the correct start date when it's supposed to start. So I'll click the whole project and then change them to, when you come up to this blank space and click, it will highlight the entire project, and I'll convert all to automatic scheduling. Good. As you can see, it has changed all the colors to the dark blue, from the gray blue to dark blue, and you're seeing this red line, which is critical. It's writing critical, meaning it is the longest. So I'm still going to talk about critical activity. Well, I'm only showing you now because it has already shown itself. The longest activity is the critical activity, or the longest chain of activities are the critical activities. Well, at this point, we have talked about work breakdown structure, listing of all activities involved, arranging the activities in order, creating timeline. Now the next thing is to create timeline in our project. Timeline is grouping group of activities under headings for subcontracting purposes. Similar activities should be grouped under a heading, under a timeline, so that you can easily assign that group of activity to a particular worker or to a particular contractor or so on. So we have preliminaries here, which has site takeover, site clearance, site organization. So I'm going to put those items for under preliminaries as under preliminary timeline. So how do I do that? You highlight the items under preliminary and indent them forward. You come up here and click forward. So as it has made the preliminary to be bold, so it has shown it will now sum up all the activities that are under preliminaries. The dates have been summed. You have 1, 2 plus 2 is 4, then 4 plus 2 is 6. So 6 preliminary is going to take 6 days. That's the summation of all the activities under preliminaries, and starting on Monday and ending Monday 11th September 2023 and ending 18th September, which is his last activity. So that is the advantage of grouping under timeline. And if you come to the Gantt chart, you can see that the preliminary is showing a sign of a cover, so summary over the activities under it. That's from number 4 to number 7. So we'll do the same thing for the activities under substructure. The substructure activities is from number 10 to number 21. So we will indent number 10 to number 21 this way. So it makes the substructure to become bold, and also showing the summary of all the days of activities under it, which is 24 days, when the activities are starting and when they are ending, which is shown here. So we will go to the next activity. So there's no activity here, so I'm going to delete this. So the next timeline will be the first floor frame. All the activities on that first floor frame will be indented. I hope you are seeing how we are indenting it. This is the indenter. Click forward arrow, and it shifts all the activity highlighted forward, so leaving the one immediately above it bold and showing the summary of the duration. This one is just showing 3 days for all this activity. The reason being that we have not connected the relationship here under predecessor. It means that they are all starting in one day, which is not possible. One has to finish before the other, and that's the only way the actual accurate date can be submitted. For instance, this number 26, construction of column kicker, will come after fixing of reinforcement. So I'll write 25 as the predecessor here. Then 26 is the predecessor of 27. As you can see, the date is automatically increasing. The date for this timeline is increasing. Then 28 will come after 27. Then stripping of column formwork will come a day after, on 28, and so on. And if we also increase any day here, let's say this 1 day work, we may decide to increase to 3 days based on the quantity of the work. It will also increase the days automatically of the duration. So each of these days here for activities will be entered based on experience of how that particular work will last. If it's a large work, of course, the number of days has to be high. Considering the number of workers you put plenty of workers, the days will be reduced. So that brings me to the resources. Workers. For fixing of column, who are the workers do you need? For fixing of first floor column reinforcement, you need an iron bender. Iron bender. How many iron bender? You may want to use 3 iron benders instead of 1 to make the work go fast. So this way you enter your resources. I've entered the manpower needed. You can go further to also indicate the materials needed. I will need rods. So you can mention the type of rod and the quantity. Let's say 10 numbers of 12 mm rods are needed here. So you can measure if you need other materials appropriately to show the resources needs here. For construction of column pickers. Pickers are small formwork created by carpenters. So I will need carpenter to construct kicker. I need carpenter and I'll need woods. So that is it for that. So that's how you enter your resources under these resource names, and it will be shown in your program of work. So I hope it has so far interesting. So also indent other activities to create timeline, and this one as well, work. They will have finishings. This is finishings application. Other finishings, we indent all the activities under it to finish the project. So this is how we create timelines. How many timelines we have here? We have 1 in this program. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, if you look at this right side, you're seeing some activities are showing red bar charts. So this red part or red chain is called the critical part, which means it is the longest chain of this project, the longest activity chain. So it is the critical part of the project, meaning that all the no activity of this that fall under this red chain can be delayed. If you delay any activity in this red chain, the entire project will be delayed by the amount of delay in the activities. Other activities may be subject to a slight delay without affecting the project duration. So that is the meaning of critical part in a project. So in a project, you want to pay attention to the critical part. And now, how do we know the entire duration of our project? Remember, we were indenting the activities under each heading to get the total duration. So to get the total duration of the entire project, we're going to indent the entire project under the heading. For instance, I'm going to highlight all the activities under the heading and then indent. What does it do? It makes the heading bold and shows the duration of the entire project as 24 days, starting on 11th and finishing on 11th of September 2023 and finishing on 12th October 2023. Of course, we have not finished connecting all the activities. Otherwise, the project will extend more than this finish date that is showing. So basically, I've just shown us how to summarize all the activities, all the entries, the duration, the start date, and all that. In similar vein, we talked about budgeting, creating budgets using program of work. How do you do that? You are going to enter a new column and call it a cost. You can put it in any location. Let's put our cost here. Enter column. Then go to cost. So this is a cost item, or cost rate table, cost variance. I just want cost. Fine. Now this is cost. It is showing $sign. So you, you can change your currency value under the settings. If you are in America, of course, you want to use dollar as the cost. If you're in Nigeria, you want to use naira. All are there, or any country you are, you have your currency under settings. So for site takeover, if it involves any cost, you enter it here. If it's going to involve, let's say, $50 to take over the site, probably for refreshment, you enter $50 here, and it will automatically sum it under preliminary. The sum total expenditure is $50. Of course, that's not the total. The site clearance is going to cost $100. So you can see it has changed to $150 as total. The site organization is going to take, let's say, $150. Then setting out will take $80. Now we are going to spend $380 under preliminaries. So what does that mean? It means budget. You can easily, but you are going to budget $380 for preliminaries. Then for substructure, for excavation, based on the BOQ, that's bill of quantities, excavation is going to cost you $200. So which will be sum under substructure. Then blinding will take you about $30. So 200 plus 30 gives you 230. Piecing of reinforcement will take you 220 or less, $200. Then casting will take you $100. Block work will take you $240, and so on. So they are being automatically summed under the substructure. So far we have budgeted $700 under the substructure, and if you notice, the entire cost is also being summed under the project cost. That's under the project title, because all the activities are indented under project title. They are one step forward under the project title. So all the cost, all the duration will be summed here. So far, the total we have entered is $1,150. So in this way, by the time you finish entering the cost, you will know the total cost of the project under the heading here. You will know the individual cost of the timeline. For preliminary, how much is going to cost? $380. For substructure, $770. And under each of the timeline, you know the cost of each activity. So that way you can budget. That's for example, this first floor, if fixing of reinforcement of the first floor column is going to cost me $50, and the picker will cost me $30, and the fixing of first floor column formwork will cost me $70. Casting of it will cost me $60. Stripping will cost me $30. Stripping of formwork, excuse me. Construction of beam will cost me $45. It means that I am going to budget $280. Of course, it should be more than that by the time I enter other cost values for the other activities. Maybe we should just do that. We have $60, $58, $40, $55, $67, $54. This is $200, and $56. So there's nothing here, no activity here. So we have entered all the cost values for all the activities for first floor timeline, and the total for that is $712. So this is what we are going to spend under first floor frame. So as your client can easily budget this amount of money for this date, that's 11th of September 2023 to 22 September 2023. You know that he's going to spend this amount of money in this duration for this particular work, and you as the project manager, you know you're going to spend this money and on this duration, and of course you know the resources you're going to be spending on. For this $50, you know you're going to you're going to pay 3 iron benders. You're going to buy 10 12mm under this $50, and under this $30 for activity 26, you know you're going to pay a carpenter. You're going to buy goods. So remember, we've not finished entering the resources. So for fixing a formwork column, also you need carpenter. Of course, carpenter, you need wood, and other, you need nails, and so on. Then casting of column. Casting of first floor column, you're going to need cement. You need cement, you need sand, you need stones. We have a QS in our midst. I'm sure he is very happy with what we're doing, and so on. And you need workers, that's laborers. So under for this activity number 28 here, you're going to spend on cement, sand, stone, and you can only get these costs after your market survey or from the contract document given to you. In the case of construction, it is bill of quantity, but I don't think $60 will be enough. Let's say $500 for this activity for casting. So this is what you spend on your client to, you know, he's going to give you $500 for this activity. So it has been summed up under this timeline. So I hope it is clear and interesting so far. We have done budgeting, we have created timeline, we have added resources. We have added resources to the project, we have assigned start date to each activity, we have created relationship, right? These are relationship. Which activity comes after which activity. And here activity 25 is coming, sorry, activity 26 here is coming after activity 25, and 25 is 27 is following 25, and so on. That's how to create relationship. Now before we go further, let's talk more about relationship. This we have only created straightforward relationship, finish start relationship. There is possibility of having finish, in which case we have 26 now. It is actually FS, finish start. That's 26 is going to finish, and then 27 will start. But to not show you, to just show you 26. But if you want the two activities to finish at the same day, that's this number 27 and 26 to finish at the same day. There you will write finish. The two will finish. 26 should finish, and this 27 should finish on the same day. FF, and you click away. It will show you FF. So if you go to the bar chart, you see that the arrow has changed. The finish date of this 27 is the same finish date of 26. So the arrow have changed. So there is another type of relationship. We have, let's say, number 28 should finish. Finish start plus 2 or 3 days. So it means that when number activity 28 finishes, it should delay the next work is going to delay for 3 days before it starts. That's what it means. 28 should finish, and then starts 29 should start in 3 days after. That's what it means. If you go to the bar chart, you see that as this 28 finishes, it extends for 3 days before the 29 starts. So that's the relationship. So thank you.